As the successor to the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 3 is the third home computer entertainment system, gaming console, that is produced by Sony Computer Entertainment. PlayStation 3 was released on November 11, 2006. The PlayStation 3 features a 3.2 GHz L broadband engine CPU at its core, paired with 256 MB XDR main RAM, as well as 256 MB GDDR3 RAM, and an RSX reality synthesizer GPU with 500 MHz clock speed, and 256 MB GDDR3 volts RAM. With such hardware specifications, it is only natural that the entertainment system may face some overheating issues, and unfortunately, the PlayStation 3 did face such issues. Now, you must be wondering which thermal paste will be best for your beloved PlayStation 3. Choosing which thermal paste is good for you is a tough decision to make, since there are so many different types and different brands. Don't worry, we got you. Here is a list of some of the best thermal paste for the PS3. Links to all discussed thermal pastes are in the description, so you can check them out for more information and the latest prices. Starting our list with Thermal Grizzly Kryonaut. Thermal Grizzly Kryonaut is a reliable, high-quality, and not so expensive ceramic thermal grease. However, it is the most expensive ceramic paste among the thermal pastes that we are going to talk about in this video. Thermal Grizzly's products are undoubtedly high quality, but they are usually more expensive than the other brands. But, is there a reason for the consumers to pay more for the Thermal Grizzly Kryonaut thermal paste instead of any other thermal paste that is cheaper? If you are looking for the best possible performance that you can get from the thermal grease, but you don't want to jump to liquid metal, then Thermal Grizzly Kryonaut is an excellent choice for you, as it can keep the temperatures up to 3 to 4 degrees lower than the other thermal pastes can. Although the temperature difference between the Thermal Grizzly Kryonaut and the other ceramic pastes that we are going to talk about in this video isn't much, even a few degrees cooler can make a lot of difference and will matter especially if you have put your PlayStation 3 in an enclosed case or the room temperature is usually high. This is exactly why the Thermal Grizzly Kryonaut will prove to be useful. At number 2, it's Gelid GC-Extreme. Gelid GC-Extreme is quite the contender for keeping your hardware's temperature lower than usual. The Gelid GC2 thermal compound is good at keeping temperatures in check, but the Gelid GC-Extreme is even better at keeping the temperatures in check. The Gelid GC-Extreme's performance is well above the industry standards. It's much easier to apply the Gelid GC-Extreme thermal paste due to the viscosity of the Gelid GC-Extreme thermal paste. The Gelid GC-Extreme comes with a spreader which makes the task of applying the thermal paste shorter, easier, and spreads evenly. Just follow the manufacturer's instructions and spread the thermal paste as it says, and you will be able to achieve much better results just with this small step. The Gelid GC-Extreme thermal paste will keep your PlayStation 3's temperatures in check quite efficiently. Gelid GC-Extreme is a very good choice for the consumers if they want efficient thermal conductivity between CPU GPU and the heatsink. Now, is it worth the price? Yes, it is. It's a little bit more expensive than the other thermal pastes, but with the efficient thermal conductivity it provides, it is a great choice for consumers. If you choose to use the Gelid GC-Extreme thermal paste, it will keep the temperatures of your PlayStation 3 lower than usual. The Gelid GC-Extreme is a reliable thermal paste and will show good improvement in the temperatures of your PlayStation 3. At number 3, it's Prolimatech PK-3. We have a lot of different options for thermal pastes to choose from when choosing the right thermal paste for our computer systems. Ranging from the standard silicon-based formula to the silver-based formulas and just about everything in between. The Prolimatech PK-3 has better thermal conductivity than its predecessor Prolimatech PK-2 on paper. The Prolimatech PK-3 doesn't require a burn in time, which means that it does not require a lengthy period to get maximum results. It also comes in a syringe-style applicator to make the application of the thermal compound as easy and simple as possible. The Prolimatech PK-3 also comes with a spreader in the package, which helps in spreading the thermal paste evenly and also cover the whole surface of the heat-producing computer component with ease. The Prolimatech PK-3 thermal paste does not seem too thick either too thin. This also makes it easier to apply the thermal compound. It is reliable and does great in keeping the temperatures stable and low. It does perform well, but not as good as the previously mentioned thermal pastes, but the difference in temperatures is quite small. Prolimatech PK-3 thermal paste spreads quite evenly across the surface. This will help in keeping a good contact between the CPU, GPU and heatsink and will transfer heat quite efficiently. It will surely perform well and will surely keep the temperatures low. As the Prolimatech PK-3 does not require any cure time or burn in time, which means that we don't have to wait for this thermal paste to get the best results. If we compare Prolimatech PK-3 thermal paste to the Gelid GC-Extreme thermal paste, we will see the value of the PK-3 thermal paste as it's a little cheaper than the GC-Extreme thermal paste, but the temperature with Prolimatech PK-3 thermal paste will be a little bit higher than the Gelid GC-Extreme thermal paste. The Prolimatech PK-3 doesn't lose much performance compared to the Gelid GC-Extreme to be significant and still is cheaper, which makes the Prolimatech PK-3 thermal paste a very good choice for the consumers. At number 4, it's Phobya GC-Extreme. The Phobya GC-Extreme's packaging states that it was created for extreme users on a high level. The Phobya GC-Extreme thermal paste has one of the best heat conductivity from your CPU/GPU of your computer system. It comes in a simple package of the thermal paste itself in a syringe-like tube along with a little spatula-like spreader which helps in spreading the thermal paste across the surface of the chip. The thermal paste spreads nicely and is easy to apply. This thermal paste is very reliable and comes close to the thermal Grizzly Kryonaut thermal paste. The Phobya GC-Extreme is not only for the high-end sector, but a normal user can also benefit from it. This thermal paste performs well along with great thermal conductivity. It will surely keep the temperatures lower than usual. The Phobya GC-Extreme thermal paste is quite cheaper than the thermal Grizzly Kryonaut thermal paste and still performs well, which makes this thermal paste a very good choice to use for your PlayStation 3. At number 5, it's Arctic Silver 5 AS5. Arctic Silver 5 is a hot ceramic-based compound with very strong silver particles that help increase the thermal conductivity of the adhesive. The Arctic Silver 5 heat attachment does not move completely due to the lack of metal particles than the attachment. 3 types of silver particles have been used that blend well and help build a high-temperature hot bridge between the heatsinks and the CP4 for the PS3 Pro. Speaking of hot adhesive performance, it will lower the temperature of your PS3 Pro CPU by up to 3 to 12 degrees. Remember the budget price and performance of this hot attachment. Our experts recommend Arctic Silver 5 to all black PC builders who make powerful games like you. This hot attachment remains the second choice after the thermal Grizzly Kryonaut. The good thing about this attachment is that it is less expensive and more expensive on older machines like the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. The company says this hot combination will not burn and you can easily spend 10 years with it, but I would recommend changing it every year or at least after 2 years. I have personally been using this heat all year round and have never had any heart problems, so that's why I decided to mention it there. A 3.5 gram of Arctic thermal paste sticker will reach 12 to 26 CPU temperature plates. This hot paste will long for years, so just use this paste once and forget about changing the next 8 to 9 years. The temperature range of 8.89 watts MK makes Arctic Silver 5 one of our best PS3 Pro attachments list. With that, we come to the end of our review. I hope you'll find something here that works well for you.